as we are joined by Coach Lude from Western Reserve. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. It's Friday, and we love Fridays. It's Friday Pick'em, and we love kind of breaking down all these matchups. Let's talk about your team before we talk about the matchup at hand. This is a team, starting out 0-3, but it's really righted the ship. What have you seen from your guys to rebound from a tough start to the season?
Growth. The biggest thing we preached all year to our young guys. We got a lot of young guys that play. No one's going to make any excuses for you. You're not freshmen, you're not sophomores anymore. It's time to be varsity football players. And so they've really had a chance to grow up, and I think they've done a great job of that, especially the last couple of weeks.
Speak to me, Coach, on your defense. I mean, that's been, I think, the one point I've been most impressed of, especially in the last 4 weeks, and how well your defense has played. Has this been sort of the point you've been trying to coach to make the turnaround here? And if so, how have the boys taken to it, and why has this become so successful now?
Yeah, I really believe our defense has played well all year. Those first 3 weeks, we just couldn't get off the field on 3rd and long. We held Brookfield. We held JFK to a lot in 3rd and longs and just couldn't find our way off the field. Gave up big plays, especially gave up some big screens. We've tackled well, I believe, all year. We have a senior-laden linebacker group. We have 4 linebackers, and 3 of them are seniors, led by Caleb Durig, Noah Schaefer, and Justin McLean. They're also captains. So having 3 of your 4 captains at that linebacker unit, I think it's made a big improvement on our defense. And they're great leaders. Our guys believe in them. Our staff believes in them, and they do a great job.
We know there are no moral victories in football or in any sport for that matter, but when you look at those first 3 games and the opponents that you face, those are tough teams. How much do you guys take away from those games, knowing that you could build off those losses and learn a lot from playing teams that tough?
Yeah, our guys battled. In our league and in the region that we're in, it's loaded. I've said since I've got here, when Andy Hake had things rolling here for Western Reserve, Dan Williams at McDonald when he's won the league, and now Springfield the last few years. I don't care if it was called the MVAC or the ITCL. If you win this league, you put yourself in position to make a run. So that's been a goal that we set for ourselves in January. We got off to that 0-3 start, but we believed that the schedule that we played prepared us to play teams like McDonald, who unfortunately we didn't get to end up playing, and then Springfield. So our guys never gave up. They kept fighting, and even in those losses, they played to the very end, and we're proud of them for that.
I think no doubt getting that win against Lowellville was a huge victory for you guys to show that you guys can compete and win against those big teams. Getting that win and getting that confidence, now moving into a matchup with one of Division 6 best in Springfield. You guys are coming in as one of the hottest teams, though, in Division 6 right now. Preview this matchup a little bit for us. And for the defense that has been so good, how are they going to kind of try to slow down this Tigers team?
For sure. First thing to go back to last week, something we preach in our program is play the next play. Never get too high, never get too low. And I'd be lying if I didn't say when Balone split us there for that 45-yard touchdown that our kids were more composed than I was. I probably lost my composure there a little bit and panicked a little bit. And it was our DC, Coach Hostetter, who kind of calmed me down and said, "Coach, look, the guys are ready. We got to get a play call in. They're ready to go. Play the next play. That's what we preach." And so credit to our kids and credit to our coaching staff for coming through and pulling that one out against Lowellville. A tough team that's only going to continue to get better as they got a lot of guys coming back next year as well. Heading into this week, obviously Springfield's been the class of the division for a few years here. 21 is special, and we know that, but we can't just send all 11 defenders to stop him. They got a bunch of other guys who can beat you. They got a lot of receivers who make plays, multiple running backs they like to get the ball to. They're always big up front and physical, so we can't just key on one guy. We got to do the little things, and it starts with getting off the field on 3rd down. Last year in both games, it was another example of that where we held them to 3rd and long a couple of times and couldn't get off the field.
Bringing up last year's matchup too, and this is one of the reasons why I think this can be a very close game and a lot more competitive than the experts would kind of give you guys credit for. Last year, you guys held the ball a lot for that first half. You just didn't finish drives with scores.
Right.
How much have you kind of emphasized that to your guys? Like, we can move the ball as much as we want, but we have to finish drives against this team.
Yeah, finishing's been the theme of the offseason. Don't short any reps. We can't watch everyone. There's times you got 30, 35 guys in the weight room at one time. So we rely on our seniors, and we got great senior leadership. And even our young guys, hold your teammates accountable. If we ask for a rep of 10, don't cut it short at 7 or 8. If we ask for a rep of 50, don't cut it short at 30 or 40. And our guys have done a great job of that. We have to finish. Last year, we have the 1st and goal inside the 5 twice, and we come away with 0 points. We did hold the ball for a lot that first half, the first game that we played. We go for 2 a lot, so we felt like it could have been anywhere from 12 to 16-3 heading in the half there, and we just didn't finish. Next thing you know, good team like they are, they go bang, bang, bang right down the field. It's 10-0 at half. We get the ball, snap one over our punter's head, and it's 17-0 in a blink of an eye. And that's what good teams do. Even in that game, we had a few more opportunities in the red zone, and we just didn't finish. The second time we played, they went 3 for 1, I think, at the end of the half. It was closer than I think people remember. 14-0. We had a chance there to put some points on the board and didn't do it. All of a sudden, they come down, they score, onside kick, score right before going into the half there. Then they get the ball coming out, and I think they score on the first possession coming out of the half as well. So we let them go 3 for 1 there, and it was kind of ball game from there. So we got to finish. We got to continue to finish, and I believe our kids are ready to do that tonight.
Talking about big dogs of the valley, you got a certain someone that's going to be representative of it this week until Saturday, David Altier, and I think there's no doubt, Coach. We look at his numbers and hundreds of yards per week, and he's been a huge part of this offense. Talk to me a little bit about what it's like having someone of his magnitude on the offense and how he's helped kind of turn the corner for this team this season.
Yeah. His buy-in was crucial into what we wanted to do here. Obviously, he was a great player. There was a lot of turnover last year of coaching staff and everything else. So when you get one of your best players to buy into what you're doing, it makes getting everyone else involved that much easier. As for the player itself, I have never been around someone. He can score from any point of the field at any time. I think he is going to set a school record here for 70-plus yard touchdown runs. He has broken the school rushing record for in games twice this year and had it called back on penalties. He did it twice again last week and had 2 more called back on penalties. So we got to continue to stress to the guys up front to keep their hands inside. I know that's a record he'd like to get as a personal goal for himself, and we'd like to help him get it there. But yeah, getting the ball in his hands, you find a way to get him special teams, offense, and the receiving game as well. Sometimes we'll line him up at quarterback. We move him all over the field. We're running a stack guy, which Andy ran for a long time here. That way we can go left and right, and he's doing a great job of it. And I think his offseason, more than anything, has helped him shoulder the load to be able to carry it 37 times like he did last week.
Everyone knows the X's and O's of David Altier, and especially if you watch Western Reserve, and if you don't, then you're just not watching the tape. Talk a little bit about what he does off the field and what he does as a leadership role for this team, and how much the guys really look to him to lead, not just by verbal, but lead by example as well.
Yeah, perfect example. We preach thumb in the chest here, and you always hope your kids are listening to that and taking it serious. So we obviously came off to an 0-3 start there. It wasn't going very well, and we're walking up the field 0-3. And there's a lot of people chirping, as you can imagine, because it's been a long time since Western Reserve has been 0-3. David's not a guy who says much, but after that game, he came up to me, put his arm around me, and just said, "Coach, we love you. We're behind you. Block out the noise. We believe in you. We're going to get this thing right. I thought you guys called a great game. We're not giving up on you, so don't give up on us." And that's just the type of guy he is. His belief and his dedication to what he's done this year has really helped getting the program going to where we want it to go.
And I mean, looking at this program too, I think there's no doubt we talk about you guys turning the corner, and this is going to be another one of those tough tests. But I mean, as of right now, you guys are right in the thick of it with playoffs. But obviously with David Altier, he's had huge contributions, and I think you got to credit the offensive line too for what they've done.
Absolutely.
What are some other dark horse candidates on this team that have come up big, maybe even some younger players that have gotten significant playing time that have been sort of big surprises from you from week 1 till now?
For sure. So you said it starts with that offensive line. We got a lot of seniors that play up there: Justin Moosh, Dean Coleman, Adam Wise is one of the best centers I've ever been around. You know, I'm going to knock on wood real quick, but in 2 years, we haven't had a bad snap with him, which is pretty impressive. And he's really put it together in finishing blocks this year. We got a junior, PJ Barris, leading the team in pancakes right now. And then we got a sophomore in Nate Facillo, who kind of helps anchor that offensive line. Sometimes we'll line some of our linemen as our up back and stack guy. So it starts with those big boys up front. Western Reserve's been known for a long time for their offensive line, their running backs, and rushing the football, and that's something I think we've done a good job getting back to this year. We got a lot of young guys as well. Our quarterback's a sophomore, Luke Henning. He's done everything we've asked him to do. He's really added another dimension to our offense with his legs this year. I think he has 7 or 8 touchdowns on the year. He can really extend plays and keep plays going. And when we do take shots, he throws a great ball. We got a sophomore, Ethan Cannon, who's leading the team in receiving. And then we got another 2 freshmen, Jack Darney and Don Riccardi, who both get a lot of playing time on Friday nights. All 3 of them, Luke, Jack, and Dom, committed to be the quarterback this year. Luke separated himself, and as Dom and Darney continue to develop as a quarterback, they've helped us at receiver and running back as well. So seniors Justin McClain, seniors Caleb Durig, Noah Schaefer, those are just some of our captains. We don't got a lot of guys, but we really like the guys that we got, and it starts with their leadership up front.
Coach, before I let you go, I want to talk about the Western Reserve community and getting back to a full capacity crowd at home games and what that's been like for your team to kind of be back in the community a little bit and be able to feel their support again.
It's been amazing. Like I said, I went to Western Reserve. I grew up here. I played for Capacci when he was the coach back in Western Reserve. When we turned the things around, you know, we lost to Jack Milton for 15 straight years. I never beat McDonald, but they beat us for 24 straight years or whatever it was. So to be back home, I kind of missed that last year. You know, we had empty stadiums, so I didn't see a lot of old familiar faces. You know, it was mostly parents, and it was hard to even get my parents into some of those games. This year, we've had a full stadium every time that they've come home. We filled up away arenas, so like we're doing a great job. It's nice to be around our community again. I know our kids appreciate it when those cowbells get ringing and the move the change chants start. We appreciate it, and something I'm glad to be back for.
It makes everyone in the football stadium say, "We need more cowbell."
Yeah, more cowbell for sure.
More cowbell. They can feel like Mississippi State out there.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on game day. We know your Fridays are probably stacked with stuff to do. We appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Absolutely. You know, I don't teach in the building, so we're getting ready to head out to lunch ourselves. Our other salesmen already took off every Friday. If we continue to win, we eat at the same place. So it's McDonald's for the 5th week in a row here. So I'll be going to meet them there soon.
When you end up playing McDonald's, can you still eat at McDonald's? Is that like a bad mood? Bad? Is that bad?
Oh, I think you can eat even more McDonald's.
All right.
So, absolutely.
All right, Coach. Thanks again for joining us, and it's great to talk to you.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great day.